Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Young and I'm the Music Director of the Berkeley Symphony. Thank you to the Berkeley Relief Fund for inviting us to share an afternoon with the community and to give all of you a taste of the Berkeley Symphony. This is a very special moment because we're here today to support the Berkeley Relief Fund. All the funds raised will support Berkeley businesses and residents. If you want to help the city raise funds, you can find a link in the video description. Now, today, we're doing something new. We are bringing you into the homes of some of our BSO musicians. It's going to be an intimate experience. You'll hear them play a little, as well as learn a little bit more about each one of them. And I know you're going to enjoy it. You know, during these unprecedented times, we're so excited to find new ways to bring music to all of you. The Berkeley Symphony is nearly 50 years old and contains a unique mix of professional and even members of the community. The orchestra has this international reputation of adventurous and experimental programming. And this is my first season as music director, and I really look forward to building off of that history, but also try new ways to engage the community. It was so important to me to start my first season as music director out in the community. I wanted everyone to feel free to get to know what an amazing orchestra we have in Berkeley. So to start this program, I thought I'll show you highlights of the concert we had out in Bart Plaza in October.
Thank you very much, Joseph, for that wonderful video. My name is Renee Mandel. I'm the artistic director for Berkeley Symphony, and I am here with our principal clarinetist, Roman Fukchansky. Roman, thank you for being with us this afternoon. And could you give us a little history of your time here at Berkeley?
Hello, Renee. It's great to see you. And so my history with Berkeley Symphony goes back to 2007, which is when I began playing with the group, about a year after coming back to the area. I grew up in the greater Bay Area and went away to school to Los Angeles and New York and held a couple orchestral positions on the East Coast, got to see a bit of the country. And then shortly after coming back, I was fortunate enough to be invited to perform with Berkeley Symphony and started playing there, catching the tail end of Kent Nagano's tenure, which was an honor and a privilege. And then, of course, having a wonderful several years working with Joanna, and now thrilled to be welcoming Joseph.
Well, I know that they were and are very thrilled to have been working with you. So it's wonderful to have you. What do you do when you are not on the Berkeley Symphony stage?
So I've been fortunate since coming back here to have had a number of wonderful experiences, primarily music, but also not music oriented. I performed with San Francisco Symphony and a number of, or almost all of the other orchestras in the area. In recent years, I've also developed another interest in which led me to pursue legal education. And I'm currently in the process of finishing up my law degree at the University of San Francisco School of Law. And I've also been a little busy as we welcomed our third and youngest daughter just 3 weeks ago. So things have been quite exciting around here.
Well, I am sure you have your hands full, Roman. That's fantastic. And congratulations on your pending law degree. That's fantastic. I'm sure I don't know what'll keep you busier, your family or your law degree, but being a dad myself, I put my money on the family. So anyway, so tell us what Berkeley Symphony means to you, what the community means to you, and anything else that comes to mind.
Well, I was first exposed to the city of Berkeley back when I was in my undergraduate. I was a student at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. And my cousin, who is the same age as I, was attending UC Berkeley, and we're quite close, so I would visit her quite frequently and got to see Berkeley. And over the years became more and more acquainted with it. And it was a kind of a fortuitous coincidence that when I returned back to the area to settle down, that Berkeley Symphony was one of the first groups that I began playing with. And my affinity for the city has just been growing over the years. One of my favorite things about the city and through the gateway of the Berkeley Symphony is that the symphony and the city are in a way a reflection of each other. The repertoire that we bring to the city is the repertoire that is craved by the community. It's always been something that I look forward to whenever I come to play in Berkeley Symphony. It's a great combination of the old and the new that is refreshing and stabilizing all at the same time.
Well, very well said, Roman. So, speaking of refreshing and stabilizing, what are you going to play for us today?
So I have a little bit of a backstory. When I was growing up in Russia, it was my father's intention for me to play the flute since he studied the flute in his youth. But for orthodontic reasons, I wasn't able to get a sound out of the flute as a kid and switched to the clarinet. But I've always had a warm place in my heart for the flute. And whenever there's an opportunity to play repertoire for the flute, I try to emulate the instrument on the clarinet. And for this, I've chosen the first movement of the Bach Partita in A minor for solo flute.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Roman Fukshansky.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
Bravo, Roman. That was just wonderful, and thank you for speaking with us as well. Everyone, that's just the beginning. We have so many other great players joining us. So it's my pleasure to announce our next performer, cellist Isaac Pastor Cermak. Isaac is a new member of our cello section, and he was able to play during our February concert. We're so happy for him to join our musical family at the Berkeley Symphony. So let's now hear a little bit from Isaac. Isaac, take it away.
Hi there. Thanks so much, Joseph, for the warm introduction. I'm Isaac Pastor Cermak. I'm a cellist in the Berkeley Symphony, and I'm here today with my girlfriend, pianist Allison Lee.
Hi.
I am, in fact, the newest member of the Berkeley Symphony, having won my position in an audition in October of this past year. I perform with orchestras all over the country, in addition to keeping a full schedule of solo and chamber music performances. But I've lived in Berkeley my entire adult life, so it's a special privilege to be able to play in my hometown orchestra where I can literally walk to work. Allison and I, and all of us at the Berkeley Symphony family, extend our deep gratitude to the Berkeley Relief Fund for their support of small businesses, arts nonprofits, and residential tenants during the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, we're so pleased to be performing a movement of Robert Schumann's fantasy pieces, Opus 73. Enjoy, and make sure to wash your hands. Thanks so much for joining us.
Bravo, Isaac and Allison. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much for joining us here today. We so appreciate it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Darcy Rint. Darcy is our assistant principal viola, and she is going to be playing something for us a little later. But first of all, I would just like to have a few words with her. Darcy, could you please tell us how you came to Berkeley Symphony and your history?
Sure, and thanks for having me. It's a delight to be here. I grew up in the Mojave Desert and had a little bit of circuitous route through UC Santa Cruz to land in Berkeley. And one of my first concerts with the Berkeley Symphony was the Hard Nut. And if you're not familiar with the Hard Nut, that is the Mark Morris Dance Group's version of Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker. And it is a wild and crazy affair, complete reinterpretation of something that we've all heard and seen a million times, and is completely forward-thinking, very compelling. I knew at that point that Berkeley Symphony had something really special to offer in the classical music scene and just the whole music scene in general. So that was what drew me to Berkeley Symphony in the first place.
Hard Nut, you can't beat that. Amazing. So, Darcy, what do you do when you are away from Berkeley Symphony?
Well, there's quite a lot of things. A lot of them are musical. I do play in a number of other orchestras. I do some recording. I've played in the pit for Hamilton, the show Hamilton, for a number of years. I also do some composing, which is a little more recent, and it's mostly for string quartet, more alternative types of music. I feel like playing the viola, where you get the middle, you get to sit in the middle of everything, and you hear all the things that are going on. It gives you really great perspective of music. So I've written a few pieces, and I've had the pleasure to have them be performed by a small orchestra and string quartets mostly, but I also have a string quartet called Squid Ink. It stands for String Quartet in Denial, just so you know. But other than music, I do have, I'm a tennis player. I played in college, and it's a great way to get out, meet people, be socially distanced right now. And the other thing that I really feel passionately about doing is I'm a docent at Año Nuevo State Park, which is south of San Francisco, about 60 miles. And it's where elephant seals come to breed every year. So I have the great privilege of guiding people through thousands of elephant seals, 5,000-pound bull elephant seals who are trying to destroy each other. And it's very exciting, and people from all over the world come. I get to advocate for the species, I get to advocate for the planet, and it's a beautiful spot down there. And I invite everybody to come down as soon as it reopens, which it will soon.
Well, Darcy, that is, I've known you for many years, and I did not know much of that. So it's the perfect example of the diversity that we have in Berkeley Symphony. The backgrounds are just of our musicians are terribly profound. So thank you for sharing that with all of us. What does the city of Berkeley mean to you?
Well, one of the first things I saw when I first came to Berkeley, I heard of this parade called the How Berkeley Can You Be parade, and I didn't really know what to expect. And what I learned to expect was anything and everything. I mean, it's just, Berkeley has always supported and thrived on creativity. It's a city that just stretches the envelope of philosophy and ideas and art and music, and everything is embraced enthusiastically by the community. And that's what Berkeley stands for to me, and probably to a lot of people. It's just an outstanding city.
Well, very, very, very well said. Thank you very much, Darcy. And I hope that you're impressed that as a violinist, I've refrained from any viola jokes in this entire interview. So thank you for your appreciation.
Bring them on. I love them.
So what are you going to play for us this afternoon?
I'll be playing the Gigue from Bach's Third Cello Suite in C major.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you again. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Darcy Rint.
Thank you, Darcy. That was fantastic. All of you are getting such a special treat out there. You know, in an orchestra, we hardly hear this many solos from our musicians. But you guys are getting an added bonus of hearing each one of them share their own perspectives, and I think that is so special. I know each one of our musicians care deeply about music, but they also care about music in Berkeley. I think the orchestra and I are looking forward to presenting some of the most powerful pieces for all of you in the concert hall. But we are also ready to inspire the youth in our Music in the Schools program. Music education is at the core of the BSO's mission. In our symphonic series, we try to create curious programming, but primarily through our Music in the Schools program, we serve nearly 5,000 students in the Berkeley Public Schools every year. I've met so many people, and I've learned that you all care about this orchestra, but you also care about the future of the city and the important role that music education plays for the students in Berkeley. You know, I had a great music education growing up. I was involved in an amazing band program in Charleston, South Carolina. I had a great teacher, but everything stopped at the school. We didn't have a guest orchestra come in. We didn't have private lessons. We had one amazing teacher that made the best out of what we had. With that kind of story, I never saw an orchestra until I was 16 years old. But when I did see an orchestra, I was hooked. I'm very proud to be a part of an organization that has an intimate relationship with the schools, providing an outlet for students to express themselves, to experience the sound within an orchestra. Not many orchestras do that. We give students a chance to learn from and perform with the BSO members. We even spotlight the next generation on our main stage performances, from using the San Francisco Girls Chorus in our February concert, or the ongoing collaborations we have with the Berkeley High School Jazz program. We are committed to all of you in Berkeley, and we are looking forward to continue to inspire all of you. Now, I want to introduce our next performer. He actually frequently teaches in our Music in the Schools program. Please welcome to our virtual stage, Matthew Jamila.
Hi, my name is Matthew Zamela, and I'm a proud member of the Berkeley Symphony Orchestra. I've been a member of the first violin section since the fall of 2011, and if you've been to a Berkeley Symphony concert since then, there's a good chance you would have seen me sitting right next to the concertmaster. Not so bad. I'm a classically trained violinist, but I enjoy performing in a multitude of genres, from classical to jazz, from rock to hip-hop, from country to Hungarian folk. But no matter where I am on the planet or what music I'm playing, I always come home to Berkeley Symphony. So having said that, I want to play a little something for you all, and I hope you enjoy it.
Fantastic, Matthew. Like I said, we have some fantastic musicians, and I can't wait to get them all on stage again. You know, this was the beginning of my first season, and we aptly called it New Era. The beginning of a new era. New conversations and new collaborations. My season was cut short, but we had 2 amazing concerts. And when I'm down, I think about the beautiful work we did with the San Francisco Girls Chorus. I think about the triumphant and positive ending of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. I think about the smiles from all the people who saw the Berkeley Symphony for the first time outside at Bart Plaza. My season was cut short, but my mission will not. I had a season that celebrated all of you who make the opportunity of live music for the musicians, for the students, and the city of Berkeley possible. That first concert meant so much to me. The palpable energy in the room will stay with me for a long time. Everyone on stage and in the audience experienced something that we can't experience the same ever again. So many people came out to support the Berkeley Symphony that night. I'm so happy that the mayor attended the concert and dedicated a day to me. Thank you so much to him for his continuous support with the arts in Berkeley and your support with the Berkeley Symphony, so thank you. Now, for our last selection, I present to you the whole Berkeley Symphony. Here's an excerpt from that first concert. You're going to hear the finale of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. We all know the first movement, but how many have experienced what happens to the fate of those famous 4 notes? Those 4 notes, bum 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 bum, warning us or giving us a call of action. Those famous 4 notes take us on this journey that leads us to the most triumphant finales. It's an affirmation that after the storm, we should all look forward to more optimistic times. That's what the finale of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony means to me. So, I hope you enjoy. And that's our program. I want to thank the Berkeley Relief Fund for inviting us to share our passion with all of you. We are so grateful at the Symphony to have a community that supports the arts and arts education. I'm still relatively new to the Berkeley community, and I'm starting to fall in love with the many unique businesses, Berkeley's love for the arts and culture, and I'm so eager to experience so much more. And I know that we will all band together for our local businesses and our arts organizations to remain intact through this crisis, because Berkeley is such a resilient place. You know, I compared Beethoven's famous four notes to the theme of fate, a warning, but also a call to action. And I say we all have a call to action as well. The single best way for the members of the community to support what makes Berkeley so strong, unique, and resilient is a donation to the Berkeley Relief Fund. Again, I want to thank you all for joining us this evening, and I look forward to seeing all of you at the Symphony. Take care.